My name is Gabriel Dusil. I am the co-founder and board member of Adel. We'd like to give you some background about Adel, why we started this incubator for blockchain innovation. The project started about a year and a half ago. We felt that there was an opportunity in the market to merge venture capital and seed funding and angel funding with a community-based social media platform. And that's basically the foundation of Adel, a marriage between social media and funding. What we've done, we started to architect a platform which brings together people, process, and technology. And that's really the foundation from which Adel is built. We want to bring people together in a community-based environment that can bring ideas, can bring those ideas into business plans, and then take those business plans into successful projects. So we see this as a process of collaboration and innovation. We believe we're one of the first incubators to propose such a model. And of course, a lot of these models exist in the real world as opposed to the crypto world, but we haven't seen it in the blockchain space. In order to make that happen, it's really about looking at a combination of several different functions: marketing, operations, fiduciary functions such as accounting, and legal and compliance, and really making sure that we create this well-oiled engine that fuels innovation. When we look at blockchain and Bitcoin from the standpoint of innovation today, it was publicized around a month ago that there are over 10,000 projects on GitHub alone for blockchain projects. So if development in itself has 10,000 projects, then, and we have thousands of more projects that are not even on GitHub, it's a testament to how powerful this technology is. And I've been in the industry for 25 years, and I have yet to see a technology that has received so much attention. So when we look at it from the standpoint of innovation, if we are successful in creating a platform that brings ideas together and fuels successful projects, then we believe that now is the perfect timing to build this brand and build this ecosystem. We want to fuel blockchain innovation, but we treat this as really an 80-20 strategy. And what that means is that we want to bring projects that are blockchain-based, but we don't want to exclude projects that may be great ideas, but are not directly related to blockchain, but maybe in a sister way related to blockchains. We have developed several white papers. Each of these white papers is our way to communicate to the market the transparency and the openness of how we're building Adel, why we're building Adel, what is our unique value proposition, and all the areas around building and architecting the ecosystem. We consider ourselves the first ICO in the world to be KYC, AML, CTF compliant. And if you're not familiar with those terms, anti-money laundering, counter-terrorism financing, and know your customer compliance. That was a legal requirement in establishing our legal entity in the Isle of Man. And we believe that that compliance is a necessary step because we think that by having a KYC compliant platform, we not only legitimize Adel as a platform and an ecosystem, but we also help to bring blockchain into the mainstream. Right? So blockchain has done very well. It's been unprecedented growth, but as with any company and any type of technology, how do we take it from 20 billion market cap to 200 billion and then to 2 trillion? And we believe in Adel that in order to get it to another zero and yet another zero is to bring blockchain into the mainstream. You know, we all know what blockchain is in this room because that's why you're sitting here, but does your mother know what blockchain is? And do your friends know what blockchain is? And maybe it may not be a household name in 5 years. Maybe it'll be more like TCP/IP. Everybody will be using blockchain in their life in some way or another, but it'll be an underlying technology that will drive many different applications, right? My mother doesn't know what TCP/IP is, but she uses it every day, right? So that's what we think can potentially happen with blockchain moving forward. We have a roadmap for Adel into 3 phases. The first phase is continuation of our ICO until the end of May. And then we will set up a second vehicle that will issue a new token that we call an Adel share. And that'll take us probably about 6 months. But we need to raise capital in the ICO in order for us to launch the second phase. And those that participate in the ICO today will use their ADL coin to buy the Adel share, the ADS, ADL ADS, yeah? So we will have a legal basis for investment. Right now we have a legal basis for the coin. So that's why we're doing it in 2 phases. We feel this is quite unprecedented in the ICO space because we're really one of the first that's looking at blockchain in the long term. You know, we're building projects that are going to be returning investments in 3 to 5 years, just like any other startup. But we want to build a portfolio of startups, as many startups as we can, in order to diversify the portfolio into multiple baskets, because we all know that if you have eggs in multiple different baskets, then you're protecting your investment in that capacity. We are a team. We have around 26 members at the moment that are active members in the ecosystem. And as a community member, they can propose projects, they can participate in the idea to the business planning stage and participate in building the business plans with us. They can be an investor in the future once we have the second legal entity established. And they have an employment opportunity once the projects are launched. So we feel like what is a better formula than to have participants in a community that have built a project from infancy to adulthood, be an investor, be part of the business plan, and be an employee all within one ecosystem. How do we get there? And it's really about what we call an idea to project supply chain. We have ideas coming in, and we look at this as like a sales funnel, for example. The idea funnel is about understanding the value of the ideas, looking at the idea from the standpoint of ethics, from the standpoint of legality and morals. That's part of our filtering mechanism in order to validate whether a project follows the principles of Adel. And we believe that is protecting the investors and the community members, because we have no intention in Adel to have another Silk Road scandal. We have a centralized, decentralized model. So we're not trying to pretend to be completely decentralized. The centralization may be viewed as the filtering mechanism that we have created in order to protect the community. Nobody has any interest in investing in a project that will be shut down by authorities in 6 months. By having a legal platform, by having legitimacy and the cooperation of the regulators, all the participants of the community's funds are protected. We have 4 types of projects. One is a community project where projects that go through this supply chain have to be voted on by the community. So it's a democratic vote. If the democratic vote exceeds 50%, then it becomes a community project. But if it doesn't get 50%, it doesn't necessarily mean it will fall off the ledge. It can still become a group project if a group of participants decide to raise the capital for that project. Then it can become a group project. Okay, and then we have innovators that present projects from within the community. We've developed 3 projects at the moment. We have around 20 projects in the pipeline. We've only released 3 right now on our website, and we are soliciting projects from any blockchain. It could be from Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Lisk, NEM, Stratus, Byteball. We consider ourselves to be blockchain agnostic. So even though we're running off the next blockchain, we will solicit projects from any blockchain platform. This is our philosophy, and this is part of the philosophy of evaluating the projects. This is our curator role that we have in Adel to make sure that the projects are ethical, moral, and so on. We have a team of 26 members right now. We are completely decentralized, and we believe that this is really the future of the type of projects that we're building, is decentralized nature of projects. The members are voting on the business plans of these projects. So they will see what the cash flow is, what the balance sheet is, what the org chart will look like, what the capital is needed to be raised, and this is what they're voting on. Let me finalize by saying that we have several challenges. This is not going to be an easy process. we have several challenges in terms of market, in terms of legality, and so on. We need, as regulators start to catch up to blockchain, we need to also accommodate the new legislation. So that's part of our role. There's the idea, but then there's the implementation, and implementation is really the big effort. A lot of ideas will come in, members don't really know how to implement them, but the team and the community will work on that together. Let me finish with a video. Thank you very much for your time.
Adel is a community-powered incubator for blockchain innovation. Unlike traditional startup incubators, community members have a say in which projects are supported and receive funding. Members discuss, debate, and collectively develop their ideas. They also have employment opportunities in any project. Adel has developed an ecosystem of collaboration to maximize project success. The focus will be on projects that utilize blockchain innovation, the same technology that powers Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Blockchain is transforming industries such as government, healthcare, communications, information technology, and the Internet of Things. Adel will introduce modules that help its ecosystem grow and flourish, such as decentralized voting, where community members can choose how their funds are used. A member's voting power is based on the amount of Adelphoi coins they have. Adelphoi will be residing on the NXT blockchain and Ardor in the future. Success from projects will be reinvested or distributed as rewards to the community. Join Adel and participate in the blockchain revolution.